Hey, hope you guys are doing well. Edgar from Solo Marketer here, and in this video, I want to show you 5 ways to maximize your revenue with each new lead you generate on System.io. And not only that, it will also be all 5 of those ways will be fully automated. So once you set them up, and you can optimize them, of course, as well. And then it's kind of one of those set it and forget it things, right? So you set it up, and it just runs in the background for you. And also, not only that, but I also want to show you the math behind all 5 of them. It will make sense in the end. I'll just show you kind of like what the number difference is if you don't do it and you do it, with kind of like projections basically, or reasonable numbers to assume. And yeah, and also if you stick around to the end, I'll be showing like the examples of these pages, of these specific funnel pages, and you can get that template for free. In the end, it's a System.io template. You can claim it, you can edit it to your needs, and you can kind of apply the principles I mentioned. But that's in the end, I'll just remind you. But yeah, first of all, this is the classic way how people generate leads, right? They have some sort of a traffic source. Let's say it's an Instagram post, YouTube video, right? Or blog post or whatever, a blog article, and they send them to a landing page, and you collect a lead, and then just, oh, thank you, right? It looks something like this. If there's like a squeeze page, right? This is just a fictional lead magnet, right? And you collect their email, maybe their name, and then you send them directly to the thank you page. Might look similar to this. This is a different thing, but something like this. It's just basically, congrats, go check your email, right? That's it. They're on your list. You can kind of continue with, like, I don't know, weekly broadcasts or whatever your pacing is, however often you send emails. So there's nothing wrong with it, right? You generate a lead and then you have them on your list, and unless they unsubscribe, you can just keep continuing communications with them indefinitely, and just kind of offer them different products. But the new way, which you might have seen if you've been a follower of mine, subscriber of mine for a while, the new way is to add in more steps, right? To have an actual proper functioning sales funnel. And I'll show you like step by step, and also what those pages look like. Just kind of show you basically the 5 ways you can increase your revenue. You can go from $0, right? This method, you collect a lead, and then it's just, whenever you send out the emails, but initially it's $0. You just generate a lead, that's it. So let's say you run ads, lead generation ads, you have to pay, a lot of money up front without getting anything in return within the first few days or whenever you send out the first email. But what we're going to do is, when we generate the lead, right, on this page, instead of sending them to the thank you page, we are going to create like a quick bridge page, right? This is going to be, instead of the thank you page, we're going to acknowledge your free ebook is on its way, or whatever the lead magnet is, and then we're going to send them to the offer, right? So in this case, it can be an affiliate offer. If you're just starting out, you have like you just want to send them to someplace and get a commission. That's a completely viable option. Or you can send them to your own offer, which you get to keep 100% of the revenue, and that's the basically the first way. You send people right away to an offer, not in a day or 5 or in a month or whenever you have something to offer. You send them right away, because a certain percentage, let's say 5-10% people, whatever, they will actually buy from you as kind of like, this is kind of like an impulse buy in a way, but it needs to be related to that lead magnet. And also, it will work with a low ticket, meaning like under $100 product, and also it's high value. So it's a high perceived value, obviously in combination with the fact that it solves a similar problem, a larger problem that the lead magnet was solving, right? This is like a 7 steps to setting up your, apartment garden on your first try. It's like basically like a checklist or whatever, right? It's really simple, fixes a simple problem. But here you can go and dive in deeper, give them different resources, all kinds of stuff, right? This is the sales page. We just, again, fictional product, but we send them to a sales page, a paid product, provides all kinds of solutions related to apartment gardening, right? It's the same niche, but it's a little bit more in depth, and it solves a bigger problem. And yeah, you can either send people straight to the sales page, right? And just at the top of the sales page, acknowledge that their free ebook is on its way, right? You can send them straight to the sales page, or you can do a bridge page like this. Both ways work. This works well if you have like an affiliate product, right? If you're sending them to an affiliate product after collecting a lead. So that is number 1. Send them to the sales page, certain percentage. If it's a good fit, if it's a good offer, if it's a high value, low price, they will buy just on autopilot within minutes, right? Once it's set up and optimized. So the second way to generate more revenue with that same lead, some of them will also opt in for the order bump, right? As they check out, there can be an order bump that's relevant, right? You're selling this whole digital product bundle, and then maybe as an order bump for like a lower price, they can just check the box and add this to their cart. They don't need to do anything in addition just besides clicking the checkbox. They don't need to put in their credit card information the second time. That's the big hurdle. Once they, jump over that, this is an easy checkbox. So think of it as, I don't know, people going to the store. I usually use this example. People go to the store. They don't go to the store usually to buy gum or like a candy bar or whatever, or a magazine, but those are the things at checkout, right? As you stand in line, you're waiting for your turn to go. If you're old school, if you go through a cashier, or even if you do self checkout, there's usually like a rack of low cost products that usually you get as like a last thing. And this is one of those things, but obviously it needs to be relevant and it needs to complement this big product, right? This is like an addition. So let's say, I don't know, you sell a course on how to do Facebook ads, right? And then the order bump might be something like, oh, I have like 68 examples of ads, right? With graphics and copy and everything. You can buy like a whole separate package of these examples to even like accelerate this even more, right? You have the training, now you have the examples, those go together, but it's not like without the examples, it's like this bundle that it's going to be impossible for them to utilize the main course. So that's like one example, right? It needs to complement it, but it shouldn't be in a way where without the order bump, it's just impossible for them to consume this content and benefit from it. People will feel tricked, basically, if you do that, and they just won't buy or will ask for a refund if they buy. So that is way number 2, right? And then once they go through this, some of them will do the checkbox, the order bump. Most of them probably won't, which is fine. And they will land, instead of a thank you page, they will land on an upsell page, right? And this is simple because this is, again, it's kind of an impulse buy. It can be different price points, but this is basically a yes or no. You give them a quick, hey, you want this? This is for an additional price. You want to add this, like the order bump, you want to add this, but this is just a little bit more detail, right? You kind of outline everything. And again, same thing, complements what they were buying. In this case, I think it's like a $20 a month, like a membership, right? You can do that. You can do something higher price point. I don't know, $297, $397, $497, like a maybe like a done for you service, maybe not in this niche, but someplace else, like a done for you service. You offer that. There's different ways, different things you can upsell at a slightly higher price point once they have committed to this lower ticket product. But yeah, let's say it's, I don't know, a $497 product, or in this case, it's 20 per month, but it's a $497 product. They can say yes, or they can say no, and you be upfront about it. Don't try to trick them like a yes or like a no is green, right? Or like hide the no button, like way down below. Don't trick them. Just give them a yes or no and be upfront about it. Just kind of give them that option basically, and state why they should get it now. In this case, it's $20 now. Usually it's like $87 a month, right? So that's kind of like a big selling point for a lot of people. And obviously you outline all the value they're getting today for only $20 a month, and then they get charged monthly. But yeah, there's all kinds of things you can sell here. So this is number 3. Number 4 is you can also do a downsell. It's the same type of page. Let's say on this page, we're selling something for $497. They say no. Next page, we can be something like, the headline could be something like, okay, I get it. It's a good big commitment. What about we offer you 3 payments of, what is it, if it's $497, so 3 payments of $167, maybe? Could that work out? I think that works out. Like, it's like a few dollars over the $497, right? If they do 3 payments. So it's kind of a lower barrier of entry, make the price a little bit more friendly. Basically, it's easier to access this service because some people, they might have liked the $497 product, but it's just too expensive. So you give them the installments. You can do 3, you can do 12, you can do whatever. But basically, that's one of the ways you can do like a split price, or you can do a downsell. As opposed to the $497 product, the whole thing, you can downsell something like, okay, what about this for $97? But that's part of the product. That's like just a portion of it. So there's like different things. You can still generate some revenue, even if they say no to this upsell. You can still try to sell it in different ways on the next page. So those are kind of, you can see them on this graph. This is kind of the self-liquidating funnel, which again, end of the video, you'll be able to see it. At the bottom, you'll be able to claim it. This is the opt-in page, right? The bridge page, which I mentioned here. We bridge them over, right? This is the one-time offer page, which is over here, the one-time offer. It also has the order bump at the bottom, and the upsell, right? And then you can do the downsell. You can do multiple upsells, to be honest, but I wouldn't do more than one, I don't know, 2 to 3 maybe combined. Otherwise, if it's going to be like 6 upsells, I've seen people do it, but it's just really annoying. But technically, you can test. You can see if people buy, they buy, and it's fine. But I wouldn't go too crazy. I would go like a combination of 2 to 3 upsells and downsells combined, and then you take them to the thank you page. And number 5, I guess, yeah, that should be number 5, is the email follow-up series, kind of like a welcome sequence, because let's say, I don't know, 80 to 90%, maybe even 95% of the people going through, like signing up for the lead magnet and landing on this one-time offer page, they will not buy the course or the product or whatever it is, but you can, as a welcome email series, it will trigger that because they haven't purchased. You can not only introduce to yourself and who you are and your, how you're credible and expert in this field, in this niche, whatever, right? And why the lead magnet and why they should listen to you and all that stuff. Kind of introduce to yourself your story, but at the same time, you can keep reintroducing this product, right? The product that they didn't buy. And there will be, just as an example, there will be an extra few people per 100 people coming through that will buy this product as a result of these emails. So essentially, it's a great way to add these extra steps, extra ways to generate more revenue or revenue at all, because the old way, you just generate a lead and you just send them emails, right? Just completely fine, but it's not highly efficient. You can do better without, tons of effort. Obviously, this needs to be set up, but once it's set up, once it's optimized, it's in a working condition. It can work for you for 2 years, right? But just it can just sell, and you don't have to do anything besides maybe the occasional support email. Maybe somebody asks for a refund, right? There's always going to be at least, a few people asking for a refund. That's normal. But yeah, besides that, it's all automated, right? If you don't touch it, it's not going to break. And with each of those steps, you increase your average order value, which is kind of a vital term. We can actually check the funnel math. As you can see here, this is like an example. This is not based on real numbers or anything, but you can see the old way is, let's say 1,000 people land on your page. Let's say just a really conservative 30% conversion rate on your landing page. It can be more, it can be less, depending on 30 is like reasonable, especially if you're starting out. You want to aim for 45, 50%, right? But let's say 30 in this example. And the old way, you just generate a lead, 300 people land on your thank you page, and you don't generate any money, right? It's $0, that's it. So if you spent, I don't know, $2 per person landing on this page, per like a landing page visitor, you're going to spend $2,000 and you're not going to get any money back. But with the example I gave you, you can do, obviously, for an example, we can do the same thing. 1,000 people land on a page, 30% convert, and then out of these, so 300 people left, right? So let's say 10% of them, also, let's do percentage here as well. 10% of them bought, so that will be 30 people. So it would be what? Equals this times this times this. Is it correct? Yep. $2,910. So essentially what happened was 30 people bought for $97, right? So that's kind of the conversion. Now, to those people, out of those 30 people, right? So 30 people also had the chance to check the order bump. Let's say out of those 30 people, also 10% purchased. Again, this is just completely fictional. Your numbers can be way different, higher, lower, different price points. But let's say 10% of these people, an additional 3 people, opted in for the order bump. So that is like, what, $51? Yeah, let's do the actual math. So let's do this times this times this. So 3 people times 17. That's $51 revenue in addition. In upsells, as I said before, there can be multiple. In this case, there's going to be only one. So 30 people bought, 30 people will see the upsell, just like 30 people saw the order bump. Let's say, I don't know, another 4 people. The math is not going to be perfect. Another 4 people, not 4, another 3 people. Let's do another 10%. Just as an example, another 10%, another 3 people will buy the upsell, right? So that is equals this times this equals 741 in addition, right? So that is just because you had that upsell page, it was a relevant product. 3 out of these people decided to click yes as opposed to no. And also for the downsell, so you have what, I don't know, 27 people, right? Because 3 bought, so and 27 didn't. So 27 see the downsell. I don't know, one person decided to, what is one person? That is like, I don't know, 3%. One person decided to buy the downsell, which is like 287 in this case. So that will be equals, well, it was going to be just 287, basically. Let's do that. All right, because it's one person and it costs 287. So that will be a total of equals some. So the difference is $4,000, right? I mentioned here you pay $2 per click, right? So it's $2,000 to get 300 leads, right? And then if you do the funnel, obviously nothing's guaranteed. This is just an example. And then you get a return of $4,000 for $2,000 ad spend. So that's, you basically 2x'd your money. You can put that money back into the ads, pull it out, do whatever you want with it. But yeah, the average order value, essentially what it is as you add these steps, the average revenue generated per lead will go up as you add more of these elements, as I mentioned, right? You can also add in the welcome series. Welcome series, let's say 2 more people buy, right? This thing, 2 more people buy, no, sorry, the one-time offer. So let's say it's 2 people times 97, 2 additional people. So that's an extra 196. So that's going to be equals let's do this. So that's going to be over $4,000, right? That's going to be an extra $200. So yeah, as you add these elements, you might add another upsell page. So that's maybe an extra couple $100. So you add all these elements and your, let's say your average order value goes up and your revenue per lead is going to be, you can calculate it here on the side. If you just did the one-time offer, you didn't do any of this stuff. So basically it would be something like what? So let's do revenue per lead. You will do something like equals this, your whole revenue, divided by all of the leads. So this is your, is it? Yeah, it's kind of, I guess it's the comma. Let's move it a little bit. So your revenue per lead is almost $10. With this, you can see that you get additional revenue. So equals $51 divided by 300 leads. Let's do this. So then it's additional, not a great example, but 17 cents per lead, right? With the upsell, with the order bump rather. And then we do, let's say with the upsell, equals this divided by 300 equals an additional $2, almost 50 cents per lead. And then with the downsell equals this divided by the number of leads, right? So that's an additional $1 per lead. So you keep, with each of these steps, you keep adding. So let's do if we do the welcome series, this amount divided by the lead count. So that's an additional 65 cents, right? As you add these steps, the whole purpose basically is as you add more of these steps, you add more money per lead. With each step, you generate more revenue per lead. Maybe if you spend over here, you spend $6 per lead on the ads. Maybe if you just add the one-time offer, you make back like $3, right? So you lost money. But as you add more and more of these steps, you make more and more money, hopefully, generate more revenue per each of these leads. And towards the end, right, over here, maybe you're breaking even or actually profiting. So that's the kind of the purpose, obviously, besides providing value to people, but also you generate revenue and make it break even or even or profitable, right? You can reinvest all that money into ads and get more leads, and grow your mailing list quicker. Scale, that's the big word, right? So I kind of breezed through this. I don't know if this made sense, especially the numbers part. Let me know in the comments if it made sense. Also, check below in the description. There's a sign up for the this template that I showed, all these pages. You can sign up for this template below, and there's also the funnel building challenge. I can kind of handhold you through this whole thing. I can show you how to build out this whole thing, right? And then kind of, the numbers are not guaranteed. You'll have different numbers. This is just an example, but this is kind of the idea, how you look at this, and then you can not only depend on organic traffic but also paid traffic, because it doesn't matter if you can cover the lead cost, how much it costs per lead, then it doesn't matter that it costs, let's say, $6 per lead, because that's not, you're not going in the hole for $6 per lead. You're actually making the money back if it's a good funnel. So you can just afford to spend, instead of $6 per day, you can spend 600 per day if you make all the money back, and you can grow quicker and quicker. So yeah, make sure to get the free template and also the funnel building challenge. Both of those links will be down below. Make sure to check those out. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, if you don't have any questions, I'll see you next video. Bye.